Russia introduced this incredible combat vehicle against Ukraine. Ukraine has stunned the international community by halting Russia's invasion. The new professional Russian army was expected to make significant gains in the ongoing war. However, Ukrainian resistance was far stronger than expected, and Russian heavily armored columns were not only halted, but in many cases destroyed, as Ukraine made the best use of the weapons it had. With the support of its Terminator tanks, Russia is trying to consolidate its dominance in eastern Ukraine 3 months after the invasion began. The Terminator tanks, one of Russia's most modern armored vehicles, are specifically built for combat in urban environments. What is the latest addition to the Russian inventory of mechanized battle vehicles, and what does a deployment mean in the ongoing conflict? There are many questions that needs to be answered. Hello and welcome back to the channel. To get interesting news like this, make sure to subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon. With that being said, let's begin. Russia has deployed the Terminator tank support system, the BMPT, also known as the BMPT Terminator, and its upgraded variant, the BMPT-72, in an area that remains its immediate tactical priority in the Ukraine war, according to Western intelligence sources. The Terminator, also known as the Boyevaya Mashina Podersky Tankov BMPT, is a Russian tank support fighting vehicle. According to Western military observers, Russia built the Terminator after seeing the need for dedicated protection for its main battle tanks during the Afghan and Chechen wars. The tank support vehicles are meant to defend Russian tanks from opposing infantry. In the urban warfare, they're essentially a replacement for mechanized infantry soldiers. The high rate of attrition suffered by Russian tanks in the continuing conflict in Ukraine, owing to the use of anti-tank weapons supplied by the West, appears to have prompted Russian military commanders to induct the Terminator. The move is intended to provide Russian armor with close protection against Ukrainian tank hunting troops. Russia's only operational company of BMPT Terminator tank support vehicles has likely been sent to the Severodonetsk axis of the Donbass offensive, according to the latest intelligence bulletin published by the British Ministry of Defense on the ongoing crisis in Ukraine. The existence of the Terminators suggests that the Central Grouping of Forces, CGF, which is the only Russian army group fielding this vehicle, is involved in this offense, according to British intelligence inputs and many independent sightings of the Terminators. According to a British MOD dispatch, the CGF incurred serious losses during the first phase of the invasion after failing to break through to eastern Kyiv. The Severodonetsk area remains one of Russia's immediate tactical priorities for the time being. However, with only 10 Terminators available, they're unlikely to make a significant contribution to the war. Now let's talk about the build structure of these Terminators. 4130mm Ataka TGWS launchers, 230mm 2A42 autocannons consisting of 850 rounds, 230mm AG-17D or 2X AGS-30 grenade launchers, 600 rounds, and 17.62mm PKTM machine gun are among Terminator's powerful weapons. These weapons can fire in several directions in rapid succession, effectively dampening firepower and preventing any attempt to take out the tank columns under protection. The BMPT eliminates anti-tank weapons wielding infantry, as well as lightweight and strongly armored targets like tanks. The BMPT can also be used for other purposes, including as providing protection to soldiers or convoys. The BMPT was originally introduced to the public in 2013 at the Russian Arms Expo in Nizhny Tagil. The invention of this weapon system was prompted by the Chechen rebels' guerrilla warfare tactics in Grozny during the First Chechen War in 1995, when numerous Russian tanks were lost in the urban battle. The most recent improvement for the Terminator has fragmenting ammunition, which is necessary for targeting enemy infantry waiting to destroy the tanks. Increased gun elevation also allows for engaging top floors of buildings in urban situations, as well as low-flying aircraft drones, according to public information. A single Terminator, according to the manufacturer, may replace regular BMPs and an infantry platoon. The tank has a top speed of 60 km per hour on roads and a cruising range of 550 km. With external fuel tanks, the BMPT can traverse a trench up to 2.70.1 m long and overcome vertical barriers up to 0.85 meters high. The engine's transmission, like the T-72's, is manual, having 7 forward gears and 1 backward gear. When rising forward and traveling along a side, the BMPT's maximum gradient is 30 and 25 degrees respectively. The BMPT is equipped with forging capabilities. It can cross water obstacles up to 1.2 meters deep without preparation and up to 1.8 meters with 5 minutes of preparation. This vehicle can cross rivers up to 5 meters deep when equipped with a snorkel gear. Despite a disastrous campaign in which the Russians attempted to take Kyiv only to be driven back east by brave resistance, Putin's men are now making modest progress. While Ukraine claims to have killed 30,000 soldiers and damaged over 1,000 tanks, Moscow's military is growing in size, allowing them to push back. The Terminator tanks are one of Russia's most modern armament systems, as Putin tries to depict his armed forces as among the world's most powerful. The Terminators appear to be terrifying weaponry, with supersonic anti-tank missiles that can reach targets nearly 4 kilometers distant, 230 mm autocannons and grenade launchers. Terminators are also built for the most dangerous war zones, with a sealed cabin that protects the crew from chemical or radiation attacks. According to Ukraine, Russia has lost a total of 30,000 soldiers and thousands of vehicles as a result of Putin's disastrous war. When Vlad's men crossed the border in February for the invasion, they anticipated to be greeted with flying flags. Instead, they were greeted with valiant resistance and were forced back as the Russians became increasingly frustrated. With frequent accusations of Putin's forces committing war crimes against civilians, it fueled fears that he may revert to even more ruthless measures. Putin's ambassador to the UK, meanwhile, reaffirmed that a tactical nuclear bomb would not be used in Ukraine. That's all for today. Don't forget to share your thoughts on this deadly Russian Terminator tank in the comments area. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace.